Well, hello, y'all. How y'all are today? Uh, this is going to be torture today. I was doing some straightening out, and I got a big stack of CDs over here. And I used to be really big into music, man. A day couldn't go by without me listening to music. And my cousin, he ripped a bunch of CDs. He's got a bigger collection than I do. And hell, one of the CDs he sent me's got over 2,000 songs on it, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, country, rap, you name it, he listened to it. Well, anyway, while I was going through these CDs, I run across one that is very, very, very special to me. And the reason being is that my dad and I, we never had really a bond, I guess you'd call it. I mean, yeah, he was my dad, and in his way, he loved us kids, but he was raised, he just didn't know how to show it. And for him to show his love was working hard every day, putting food on the table. He had his own business, a hotel and restaurant supply business. He had a big warehouse. It's my job to kind of keep it straight. And he bought shit by bulk, big old containers of black pepper and red pepper and cayenne and all kinds of spices. Bought vinegar by the big wooden drums. And anyway, it was one of my jobs to pack all this stuff. And back then, he'd sell stuff in glass jars, and he'd deliver some. He'd pick up the empties and bring them back, and I would have to wash them, and first one thing another. But anyway, him and I never did really have a bond. I mean, sure, we went fishing and hunting every weekend, but it wasn't like a father. You would think, sit there and, well, son, this is the way you do this, and this is why you do this. And it wasn't that way. It was just, he was there for his own enjoyment, and he took us kids because we could do the work for him, setting up camp and getting things ready, and first one thing, loading stuff and unloading stuff. We used to pack mules. So anyway, when I moved down to Louisiana, my Uncle Woodie, I moved in with him when I first got there, him and Aunt Bertha. And Aunt Bertha, she was kind of funny, She liked to see company go, but she liked to see them leave, too. And I stayed there for a while, and then I stayed with my cousin for a while, and then after that, I moved in with, got married and moved and started my own life. Well, anyway, Aunt Bertha passed away of cancer. And after that, and then shortly after that, I got a divorce. So every weekend, I was either at Uncle Woodie's or he would come by my house, and we go fishing, or we just go down to Wally World and sit and drink coffee. And Uncle Woodie and I was just, he was my best friend. And I just loved him to death. I took a picture of him. I tried to go back in my files, and every time I click on it, it don't show up for some reason. So I hope y'all don't mind, but I'm going to move the camera here just for a little bit. Now, this is a picture of my Uncle Woodie. I hope you can see that. he lived out in the country, and he had he had a gas heater in his living room. Didn't have no heaters in the bedrooms. Had electric blankets. So in the wintertime, every morning we'd get up, and first thing we'd do is he would get up and he'd make a thing of biscuits, pot of coffee. He had an old drip pot. The two stacker, you know, where you put the water in the top and it drips through and makes coffee. And that picture of him was, he was sitting where his heater was. He could sit there and look out the window. And every morning he'd get up and he would have his coffee. He had an old blue plastic cup he drank out of. I wish I had that cup today, you know. But anyway, every morning, same thing. He'd get up, come in, start his coffee, his biscuits, his fire, and we'd sit there and we'd drink coffee and bullshit, you know. And then we'd get up, get dressed, and we'd either go fishing or we'd just sit around watching football. And sometimes on the weekends, we'd have people over. We'd play bourrée. That's a French game. It's kind of like spades or hearts. But anyway, he lived to be 80 years old. And him and I, like I said, was just, I was so close to him. And I wished I'd have had a bond like this with my dad, but I didn't. So I guess the good Lord gave me Uncle Woody to kind of make up for that. But anyway, like I said, he died when he's 80 years old. And I've always, like I said in one of my other CDs, I've always been kind of into poetry, and I always wanted to be a singer and write songs and first thing and another. But I had wrote this song in memory of my uncle. And my cousin, she had married this old boy that was a wannabe singer. I mean, he was pretty good, and he had some songs, but he just never could hit the big time. Well, I was over to her house one day, and he said, Tim, he said, let's go back in my back bedroom, my studio. And he said, I want you to sing that song that you wrote. So I said, okay. So we went back there, and I sang it. And what he did was he dubbed in background voices and all the instruments. He played all the instruments. He put all that together, and he made up the CD. And when he gave that CD to me, and I heard it, I was floored. Now I'm gonna play this CD. Now, I'm not no big singer, and the only reason I sound halfway decent is because he knew how to do all that mixing and stuff and made everything good. He's singing background, and he's playing all the instruments in it. So I hope this works, but we'll play this. Well, it worked a minute ago. Oh, here it comes. Now listen to this. Uncle Woody was my best friend. And I sure miss the time that we'd spend drinking coffee, watching football, playing Blu-ray with friends. I sure wish I could see him again. Had a bond more like father and son. And to me, he'll always be number one. He loved them birth and his children, every one. And he tried so hard to right the wrongs that he'd done. He's walking with Jesus, surrounded by his love. He's walking with Jesus, looking down from up above. Used to love to go to town every day, stop and see his old friends along the way. If you needed a hand on him, you could call. He was loved and respected by one and all. Not many men I can look up to today. Was my role model in every way. He was tough as nails, but gentle as a lamb. He was truly a man among men. I know you're listening to this from up above. So I send you this song with my love. Tell our family and friends that I miss them so. But you'll live on in my heart till it's my time to go. Well, I hope that didn't. Like I said, I'm not the best singer in the world, but that song means the world to me. And he was just one hell of a friend, and I miss him so much. But I just want to throw that out. You know, just another part of my life I wanted to share with y'all. So y'all take care, and take time to go see people that you really care for. Tell them you love them, because once they're gone, they're gone. You know, all you can do is wish you would have done this. And the same way with my dad. I wished I would have told him that, but I didn't, and I live with it every day. So, okay, y'all. Y'all take care. Have a good day. Stay warm. I love y'all. Bye.